you're watching tulipswift. Today we're reviewing Begin But Better. Nope. Hello, you're watching tulipswift. Today I'm reviewing Again But Better by Christine Ricci. She's my favorite YouTuber in the whole world. I found her channel in 2014. That's how I found BookTube. That's how I found Vampire Academy, The Darkest Minds, A Throne of Glass, A Court of Thorns and Roses, Red Queen, Daughter of Smoke and Bone. Everything I've ever read, that's what made me want to make a YouTube channel, because I was just so excited to watch her videos and she made me feel so seen. I was like a dancer, a filmmaker. I just loved books and the Mortal Instruments, and I loved her channel so much that I had to make my own. Here I am on my channel. I made some videos. Taylor Swift saw them. She brought me to her show. Christine Ricci brought me to Taylor Swift. I rest my case. Anyway, she finally wrote a book. She's now a New York Times bestselling author. Hello. I have the special edition, and I thought everyone had this with the French toast on the inside, but I guess I'm just special. I mean, like, I know it's nice having nice things, but I just want the Target edition. The grass is always greener on the other side. This book was crazy because I know so much about Christine from watching her YouTube channel, and it felt like Shane and Christine were the same person. And I know it's fiction, but Christine went to London for study abroad when she was in college. So, I mean, like, so Shane, hey, is the main character. I really loved her. She's really, like, painfully shy. Can't relate. Yeah, I'm an extrovert. Surprise. Christine really comes off that way on camera, but she's always like, no, I'm so shy. No, I'm so shy. So finally reading this book, I'm like, damn girl, are you okay? I mean, there was a glow up, but it was rough. Let me tell you, it was rough in the beginning. Like, she was so shy, and like the fact that she didn't make friends in college, I'm just gonna say it again, none of my business, but I know she went to Boston University, and like that's where half of my family went. Like, everyone's not friendly there, like especially BU, and like there's a lot of like people from wealthy families at BU. I mean, like a lot of my family went there. Like, it's not easy to make friends at BU. Like, my cousins and my dad and my aunt who all went to BU, like, what really made it so interesting for me was that she was lying to her parents and they were paying for this, and she like went all the way to make the fake brochure to look like a pre-med program overseas. The way her parents lashed out, like when they go to surprise her, I was not expecting it at all. It was so scary. Like, her dad was so harsh and he like called her like a little brat, and like it was so mean, but like I felt like that was necessary. And like, I don't know, because I've been in screenwriting lectures, and what they really emphasize is to kick the character while they're down, especially because like her parents found out, and then like that same night Amy was reading her diary and found out that she was in love with Pilot. That was crazy. So I want to address, there's been a lot going around, and a lot of people are saying like, oh, like Pilot has a girlfriend, like what the fuck are you doing? Okay, I really just want to address that and jump right into that, okay? Pilot has a girlfriend, Shane doesn't. Shane is single, okay? The other thing is, it's Pilot's responsibility not to cheat on his girlfriend. You just gotta break up with your girlfriend, or let her know that you are now polyamorous. Pilot doesn't do that, and I really hated Pilot for so much of the book because he knew how she felt, and he admits that he felt the same way. He didn't break up with Amy, blah, blah, blah. By the time we get to the time portal, spoilers, and he's like, I don't know, I just couldn't break up with her, I don't know. I'm like, oh my god, was she pregnant with his child? Like, but the fact was, like, the entire time he was just trying to get his trust back from her, which actually makes sense. The motivations are there. The writing, I didn't love. I love the pop culture references. I'll talk about that more later. But back to Shane being a homewrecker. Shane flirts with him, whatever. She doesn't know he has a partner, whatever, like, harmless. She finds out that, and then she like tries to keep her distance, but like she's really into him. He really like set it up like he's going to break up with her. Like the way he communicated that he had a girlfriend and he didn't know it was going to last. She thought they might have already broken up. Okay, she also had not making any moves on him. It just had like this crush inside her head, and it was very intense. And you might be thinking, oh, she was like developing feelings for him, like on purpose. She was like trying to be with him. Like maybe, but all of her relationships, like she said, like in her life had always been like, hadn't come out of her mouth. Like she never engaged in them. So this wasn't any different than any other like crushes that she had. She never made a move on him, okay? Pilot did. And she always like backed down. She's always like, I'm not gonna kiss him. And just because Pilot's a dick doesn't make Shane a homewrecker. I would just like to say that. There's so much blame going on Shane for just like falling in love. And I don't think it was bad that Pilot fell in love with her either. He just needed to communicate with her I'm too caught up on Amy, I can't break up with her. There was just not communication, and I don't think it was Shane's fault. I think it was Pilot's fault, okay? I don't think Shane did anything wrong, okay? If he doesn't have the balls to break up with Amy, he should not have the balls to kiss Shane, okay? I love in 2017 when they finally start communicating to each other, and she really just tells him everything. And she tells him about Melvin right away, like she's supposed to be engaged, like he proposed to her. I really walked away from this just like Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver, just feeling like seize the moment, like carpe diem, like tell people how you feel, like do what you want to do. And I think the glow up between 2011 and 2017 Shane really emphasizes that, and it was just so satisfying to see her finally talking to him, but also so frustrating that he can't talk to her. All right, let's talk about the famous Beatles passage that's made it on Twitter. It's all like, you like the Beatles? I like the Beatles too. I don't know anyone else who likes the Beatles. I think that was sarcastic because they're in London. But once I read it in the book, I was like, I think it was a joke. But like, I still think it wasn't obvious enough that they were being sarcastic. But it's definitely a joke. Oh my god. Can we talk about shawarma? Can we talk about shawarma? So I know shawarma is very popular in Detroit where I live, but like, it's popular everywhere, especially to Middle Eastern people. And the fact that she was like, I like shawarma before everyone else. I like shawarma before the Avengers ate shawarma. And I'm like, just because white people didn't know what shawarma was, doesn't mean that no one did, Shane. I actually like shawarma. Is this a thing from London? No. What's really cool, and Christina's been very serious about not to spoil, here I am talking about it, not to spoil that they go back in time and she does the London trip over again. But the title is called Again But Better. Going into it, it felt like she was doing her college experience again and starting over in London, and that's true. But like, it's taken so literally when she like does London again and she wakes up and it's the first day in the Carlston. And it's so funny to watch like her talk about the book and talk about like second chances when it's literally a second chance. Like they literally go back to day one. With that being said, I have to say by finishing this book and watching almost all of her writing vlogs talking about word count so seriously, what I would have cut is like so much of the first time through London, because it was like weird to get that twist like all the way back here and then do everything over again. It was really awkward. Like I felt like we could have just like flown through London and then like gone to this twist. I don't know. Is that crazy? That would be honestly a completely different book, but it just felt so awkward to do everything exactly over again. But it's just so much of like a regular trip, like a regular contemporary with that lady who keeps showing up. And I know it's important, but I'm like, you can't introduce magic halfway through, but she fucking did. I don't know. Maybe it's just so out there that I just can't accept what I don't recognize. I liked it, but I also was looking forward to a contemporary for so long, you know? Like she always says, I'm writing a contemporary. Like this is a contemporary. This is a rom-com. This is coming of age. And then there's so much magic. Okay, so the button is in Rome. It was in our food. I didn't like it. You know what I thought? I thought the button would be at the top of the Eiffel Tower because the first time in London, it was like blocked off. But like, then I realized that they're going to Rome and I'm stupid because the Eiffel Tower is in France. Hello. I don't know. There could have been like a more creative way, and I think it could have been like foreshadowed in the first time. Christina in real life talks about how London made her start her YouTube channel, and like the fact that it was like French Kiwis 19 was a little bit intense because like Poland bananas, hello. But it's so cool that people are gonna pick this book up in Target and then get to the back of the book and find her online, find a girl with the long blonde hair who loves YA, who's a blogger, whose channel is Poland Bananas Books, which sounds exactly like French Watermelon 19. That's crazy. And people finding her channel after reading the book and after knowing such like an intimate story from her mind, inspired by her past. That's like everything. I really felt the message of this book by the end so strong, and I felt like like I was flying, like I could do anything. Because when she did London, all the things that she did with Pilot, she could have done the first time around. Because you can do whatever you want and you can tell people how you feel and you could live your favorite life, and you know, like it's so cheesy. But I think what makes this such a good book, better than some like really well written contemporaries, is that I felt its message. I felt it change, you know, change part of me, and that's more important to me than like cringe. I want to go back when I'm talking about that. I said I would go back to the pop culture references. One of Christine's biggest strengths is her relatability. It's why we all watch her channel. Okay, not we all, but like me. Like the fact that there is Vampire Academy, City of Glass, Dan Brown, like all those things, like Lost was a big part in this. People really didn't like that, because I think that's what made Shane so real. First of all, that really emphasized the 2011 with like staple 2011 pop culture. Also, I read a lot of Meg Cabot, and Meg Cabot seamlessly puts pop culture into her books, and 10 years later, Princess Diaries is still like so fun, and Mia's like talking about like all the pop stars she likes and all the TV shows she likes. I really like it. I've like, it's not like I've never felt cringe from pop culture references, but in this book I didn't. I thought it was like one of the best tools that she could use to like, it connected the characters. I think that's how Christine connects to people in real life, so that's how Shane connects to people in her life, and it made so much sense to me. Also, I love that the Taylor Swift thing happened. Do you have to get like the rights or like permission to use Taylor Swift titles and her songs in your book? If so, that must have been freaking hard. I literally want to give this book to some of my Taylor Swift friends, because State of Grace and All Too Well were in there. I love that. I love that happening, and like the fact that like there's just random things that I felt like connected, but then Christine didn't connect them. Like the fact that she told Pilot that he should make a YouTube channel. So when he was FaceTiming people all the time, and she's like, oh, I bet he's FaceTiming Amy. I was like, no, he has to be recording for YouTube, but he wasn't. He was FaceTiming his brothers and sisters, which was important in a different way. Like I said, character motivation on point. Pilot stayed with Amy because his parents had just split up. Like of course he wasn't gonna break up with his girlfriend. Like it made so much sense, and it was very important to me that there was some motivation that he stayed with Amy, because it seemed like such a dick move. It still was, I think, especially 6 years later when he still can't just say yes to Shane. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the writing, but like it got more fun, and like sometimes the dialogue I felt like could have been performed well, but like it just, on the page, like it wasn't perfect. I don't know, sometimes it was really good. Like sometimes I did have like laugh out loud moments that were really good, but some of the stuff like I knew that not Shane, oh my god, that I knew that Christine thought was so funny, and I was just like, man, like it didn't click for me, and I was like disappointed. Yeah, that's all I have to say. 5 stars. Thank you so much for watching. I love this book so much. Just watching Christine's videos makes my heart soar. I love her so much. I'm so happy that this is in my hands. I feel like I've waited years for this. I can't believe we've been watching her writing vlogs for so long, since like 2016. Again, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Bye!